Welcome back to the Government Assistance video series, offered to you by the International Rescue Committee in New Jersey. In this video, we will talk about the application process for the main government assistance programs in New Jersey, the documents you need to submit, and how to make sure your application is fully completed. Please note, the information in this video is current as of May 2025. Some details may change after this date. Also, the voice in this video is automatically generated by a computer. Your application for SNAP, Medicaid, TANF, and General Assistance will go through a few steps. After you apply for public benefits on njhelps.org, you should receive a confirmation, and you will be invited for an interview. You may be asked to submit additional information. To make sure everything goes smoothly, make sure you complete each step. Let's discuss each step in detail. In the previous video, we discussed the first step and showed you how to complete an online application on NJ Helps to apply for food assistance, SNAP, healthcare assistance, Medicaid, cash assistance for families with children, TANF, or cash assistance for single adults and couples with no children. We also shared where you can find in-person help with applications from different organizations. Find the link to that video in the description below this video. Whether you complete your application online or in person, you will need to submit many documents about you and your family. Let's go over these documents one by one. 1. A valid ID for you and everyone in your household. Examples of ID include a driver's license, a government ID, a birth certificate, a foreign passport, a national identification card from another country, or an employment authorization document you received in the United States. You will need to include identifying information for children as well, such as birth certificates as well. 2. Proof of residence. Examples of proof of residence include a lease or rental agreement, or a utility bill. If you are not able to submit a lease or a utility bill in your name, you can also submit a signed letter from the person hosting you in their home. School enrollment documents for your children, or a signed affidavit as a proof of residency. Note, this is not required if you are experiencing homelessness. 3. Proof of earned income. Earned income is the income you receive from your job. For example, pay stubs, employer letter, or recent tax records. 4. Proof of unearned income. Unearned income is the income you receive from other sources. This includes cash assistance benefits such as TANF or GA. For this, you can submit a letter proving that you receive benefits and the amount of benefits you receive. Unemployment benefits, Social Security benefits, monthly child support, or regular financial assistance from family and friends. For child support or regular financial assistance you receive, you can submit a signed attestation letter by the person providing the support. 5. Proof of resources such as bank statements. 6. Social Security number. Make sure to include the Social Security numbers for everyone in the household. You may still apply for benefits if you do not have a Social Security number. Also note that there is an option in the online application to indicate that an application for a Social Security card has been submitted, as well as the date submitted. 7. If you are a refugee or an immigrant, you will need to show proof of your immigration status such as an I-94, a travel document, or a letter of approval. For each immigration status, there is a list of accepted documents to prove your eligibility. In the previous video, we shared more details and examples of the documents you can use based on your status. You will find the link for that video in the description box below. Remember that the information in this video is current as of May 2025. Some details may change after this date. 8. A proof of student status. If you or a member of your household is enrolled in school or college, you will need to provide a proof that they are students, such as school or college records or letters. If you are applying for a cash assistance program such as TANF or GA, you may also want to provide additional information and documents related to your expenses, including the following: housing costs, such as rent receipt, mortgage statement, property tax bills, phone and utility costs, medical expenses for anyone in your household who is 60 years old or older or disabled, child and adult care costs, child support paid by someone in your household. If you are not able to complete that step on your own, you can get help from one of the agencies we discussed in the first video of this series. Go to the video description to find more. So after you complete an application, what happens next? You will receive a notification. You should receive a letter in the mail. The letter will tell you the next step, like scheduling an interview with the Social Services Office to get more information about your situation before approving your application. The letter might also inform you that Social Services is requesting additional documents. If you are scheduled an interview, the letter will specify the date and time of your interview. If you need to change the date or time, please call 908-965-2700 or go to the Social Services Office as soon as possible to reschedule. Address and contact information of the Social Services Office will also be found in the letter you receive. Make sure you attend your interview. Most programs including SNAP, TANF, and Medicaid require a phone interview. If you are applying for TANF, you will have to complete a mandatory child support interview in order to be approved for assistance. A caseworker from the Social Services Office will call you to ask questions and confirm your information. Answer the call and be ready to talk about your income, who lives in your home, and your expenses such as your rent, bills, or other costs. Try to be in a quiet space and gather any required documents ahead of time. If you miss the call, call the number on the letter to reschedule. Phone calls from social services will come from the Social Services Office. If you live in Union County, the number calling you will probably be 908-965-2700. However, the number may also appear as spam or unknown on your cell phone. If you miss your phone interview and do not reschedule, your application for assistance will be denied. Sometimes, the caseworker may not call at the scheduled time, so it's important you monitor your phone and answer any calls on the day of your scheduled interview. If you missed the call or did not receive a call, please call or go to the Social Services offices as soon as possible to reschedule. After you attend your interview, they may ask you to send copies of documents such as a pay stub or letter from your job, a copy of your lease or a bill with your name and address, ID for yourself or your children. Send them as soon as you can. If it's an online application, images of the documents may be uploaded after logging into the account. If it's not an online application, copies of the required verification documents can be put in an envelope and mailed to the County Social Services Office or dropped off in a drop box in the lobby at Social Services. If dropping off, be sure to write your name and case number on the envelope. Do not mail or place original documents in the drop box at Social Services. Please make photocopies of requested verification documents before sending them. If you need help with this step, contact the agency that helped you complete the application. Here are some helpful tips to stay on track with your application and to avoid any delays or issues later on. Keep a record of all steps in your application process. Write down the date you submitted your application, the date you got a response, the date of your interview, and when you sent any extra documents. You can use a notebook to track this, like the example on the right. This kind of record can really help if something goes wrong or you need to explain what happened with your case. Save all letters and messages you receive from the Social Services Office. These can be important if you need to follow up later. When you turn in documents, ask for copies. If possible, ask the staff person who received your documents to sign and date the copies to confirm they received them. Being organized can help protect your benefits and make it easier to get help if something doesn't go as expected. After your interview, you will receive another letter. It might be an approval letter, stating how much you will receive, and when you will start receiving the assistance until when. In this example, the person was approved for $536 of food stamps starting August 1st, 2024. The letter might also be a request for additional information that you need to submit by a certain date, such as this letter. It is requesting a letter about living arrangement to know who else is living in the household to be provided by September 23, 2024. It can also be a denial letter if you were not found eligible for the assistance. If it is a denial letter, the reason for denial will be stated at the bottom of the letter as shown in this example. Make sure to pay attention to your mailbox, phone, and email. If you move or change your phone number, let your caseworker at Social Services know right away so you can make sure you receive all letters from Social Services. If you received assistance from IRC or another agency with your application, also let your caseworker from that agency know too. Reading and understanding the letters you receive about your government assistance can be difficult, especially if you are still learning English. But there is a way to easily translate letters or forms in your language. To do that, you can use Google Translate. This will require a phone and internet. First, go to your App Store. This is where you find and download applications on your phone. Then type Google Translate in the search box. Click Search. Then select Google Translate. And click on the cloud icon to start downloading the application. Click Open. Now you are on the Google Translate application. Click on the camera icon on the right down corner. Click Allow. Then click Continue. Your camera is now open, pointed to the text in the form that you would like to translate. You can change the language and select your preferred language from the top. A list will open. Select your native language, and you will be able to view text in your language. If your assistance is denied, reduced, or stopped, you have the right to ask for a fair hearing. A fair hearing is a meeting where you can explain why you think the decision was wrong. A judge will listen and make a decision about your assistance. The letter you receive from social services will include a fair hearing form that looks like this. You can fill out this form to ask for a hearing. In the first section, you will write your name, address, social services case number, which you can find on the top of your benefits letter, and your phone number. On the second section, you will explain why you are requesting a fair hearing. For example, I am requesting a fair hearing because my cash assistance was denied or stopped, and I believe this was a mistake. I did not receive a clear explanation, and I would like to explain my situation and show my documents. In the third section, you will indicate your preference to continue to receive assistance while the case is being reviewed. Check the first box if you want to keep getting assistance while a final decision is being made. Please note, if you choose this option and the decision is not in your favor, you may have to pay back the assistance you received during that time. Check the second box if you don't want to continue receiving assistance during the fair hearing process. In the last section, you can select from the following boxes if you are experiencing specific circumstances or if you need additional resources. Select the first box if you are homeless or about to be homeless. Select the second box if your health or safety is at risk, and explain why in the next space. Select the third box if you need an interpreter and write down your language. Select the last box if you need special accommodation for the hearing. Please note that there is a certain time frame after receiving your denial letter to request a fair hearing. That time frame will be mentioned in the denial letter you receive. If you miss that time frame, you won't be able to request the hearing. Once you complete the form, return it to your local social services office. During your fair hearing, you have the right to bring a friend, family member, or lawyer. Ask for a free interpreter. Show papers or bring people to speak for you. If you need help, you can contact Legal Services of New Jersey by calling 1-888-576-5529 or apply online for legal assistance at www.lsnjlawhotline.org. Remember, if you don't complete all steps, your application may be delayed or denied. If something is confusing or you need help, reach out to the agency that helped you apply. Thank you for watching. We hope you found this video helpful. Now click on the next button to watch the next video to learn about how to renew your assistance.